Well, now the victims are actually coming out in this PSA video.
I suffer.
All of this as the chickens are coming home to roast, as it looks like we are going to be getting the Epstein files that soon will be released with the full support of the President of the United States. What in the world's going on here? As, of course, this weekend we went through a very high emotional roller coaster of emotions and confusion. As right now, the President of the United States came out and says it's time to release all the files. As some people are saying that this is masterful 4D chess, while others are saying, well, this is just capitulation. Which one is it? As, of course, my friend Tim Pool has his own theory about what he thinks is happening here. I have my perspectives, which are a little bit different. We're going to get into some of his commentary, what I think is really going on here. I've been talking about this for 15 years, and this story now, especially with the bombshell emails, is coming out and crescendoing in a way that is going to be absolutely bombastic, crazy, and wild, and I am all here for it. We're going to lay out two different types of arguments for you, and then I'm going to tell you what I personally think at the end of this particular video. And if you appreciate these types of videos, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that, of course, you spend with us. As the PSAs are out, the discharge petition is moving forward. Congress will vote for it. And it looks like that they will positively vote for the release of the full Epstein list. Now, will they be able to? As there's some other questions regarding a new investigation that's also happening. And again, this all depends on your kind of political lens, political circle, algorithm, and echo chamber that you're in, right? Because some people are like, really great news for Trump. Some people are saying really bad news for Trump. We'll give you both sides, and we'll tell you where we think the truth actually resides in. As right now, the Associated Press is reporting President Trump says House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files, a startling reversal after previously fighting the proposal, and he fought it very vigorously. The two Republicans that stood up against Donald Trump and his public wishes and public pressure and private pressure were MTG and Thomas Massie, that were viciously attacked by Donald Trump on Truth Social starting from Friday. There's also a lot of reports of individuals like Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert being called in and saying, hey, we need you to vote against this discharge petition brought by Massie, MTG, and Ro Khanna. And there are multiple reports of Lauren Boebert saying no. What did Nancy Mace do? I don't know. We don't know. But there were reports of a lot of Republicans saying, sorry, respectfully, Mr. President, we have to release this list in order to hold accountable the predators, the powerful billionaires in our society that are accused of doing very horrible, illegal actions to small children. That's what's at stake here, and that's what a lot of people forget here, and why this is such an important issue. As in my personal opinion, there's been a lot of experts, YouTube political commentators that got it absolutely wrong. And I was told multiple times, it's irrelevant. It's going to go away. It's not going to matter in the election. Shut up. And I'm like, it will. It has. And it does. All right. As people are saying, no one's talking about this. Look, Google searches are going down. And I'm like, Google searches are not a perfect representation of what's in the minds of the American people. As, of course, many people feel extremely disenfranchised. The Chinese students, the H-1Bs, the massive layoffs, the massive firings, this administration saying, yes, we're going to have more people legally becoming citizens than ever. As the American worker is saying, yeah, we're all losing our jobs. Jobs are becoming less available. And what do you want me to do here? You're giving them away to whom? What? Foreign? What? And now the crescendo is you're acting extra strange with the Epstein files, as well as now people like DC Drano are saying it's time, release the Epstein files and prosecute the predators out there in society. And I agree with him, but but we have to understand the true type of reflection of massive efforts to try to deny this reality. Massive efforts to try to prevent this from happening have been engaged, and they have officially lost. As when we look at the roll call, when we look at the votes, when we look at the projections of what is going to be happening next, it does look like the vast majority of Congress will be voting to release this list, and Donald Trump is preventing himself from being on the losing side of this. As President Trump came out on Truth Social a few hours ago and saying, release the Epstein files. We have nothing to hide. I don't care. All I care about is Republicans getting back on point. And again, a lot of people believe that the government shutdown was prolonged as it was because it was prolonging this kind of release of documents, as a lot of people on the right are celebrating this, saying, yes, good move. Yes, President Trump, this is something that we need to move forward with in order to kind of get rid of the Band-Aid that is the predator class in our society that has taken advantage of our system and using unethical, immoral ways and means with children for political power gain and monetary success. But now comes this investigation that a lot of people believe to be the perfect type of excuse. Now, if you're a Donald Trump loyalist, you're like, yes, Trump's saying he's going to investigate Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan Chase, all the other people. Great. Other people are saying, well, he's launching this investigation because if there's an ongoing investigation, you cannot release files with an ongoing investigation. And I think that's one of the points that Tim hasn't been talking about that I think he needs to be brought up. He has his own type of conclusions that he came to. I'm going to play that video and then react to it. But before I do, just really quickly and shortly, just wanted to remind you, sign up to lookundfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. I know times are hard. If times are hard for you, don't sign up. If you have money, if you're doing good, we greatly appreciate working for you. Again, some other people get paid off by some bad companies, by some bad people, by some foreign interests. We don't do that. We work for you, one-on-one, directly. And I love that. I love being able to work for good, open, real people that are saying, yeah, I'll chip in a little bit. I'll chip in 20 cents a day. I'll chip in $8 a month. It's not that much. You get access to our Telegram channel, 3 masterclasses, 13 plus years of video at becoming the best, strongest, most amazing version of yourself. Sign up right now. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. All here on LukeUnfiltered.com. Click the link down in the description below, and I will see you there afterwards with one-on-one direct communication with me, my staff, my team, and I cannot thank you guys enough for joining the conversation. Now, let's get back to what Tim is saying here, as he released a video that has been titled "Democrats Caught Colluding with Epstein, Emails Backfire, Trump Says Release, quote, the files."
Some are arguing that Donald Trump did this on purpose. It was a slow roll. It was 5D chess. I love how it's always going to be 5.
Cat Turd usually loves. Yeah, it was a brilliant, genius move always. No mistakes were made. Brilliant. And I'm like, I know some people are saying it, but there's huge reputation damage that happened to Donald Trump that there's no going back from. And this is what we said from the very beginning. And this is why we said, hey, this is of key of importance. This is why this issue is so important. We need to address it. We need to nip it in the butt, because this, I mean, people don't understand the kind of QAnon psyop that happened also behind the scenes here. If you remember, that was all around private intelligence agencies going after the Epstein predator class behind the scenes secretly, right? That is still in the minds of a lot of right-wingers. The left-wingers now have a perfect attack vector that Donald Trump is just literally giving them free layups on. And I'm like, this is going to matter. This is going to cost him politically, and this is going to cost us elections, and this is going to cost us the big umbrella, the big alliance that all of us are building. And you saw Donald Trump kind of reshift as he saw the changing of the tides this weekend, right? This weekend, he came out very strong and very aggressive against Massey, MTG. Now he kind of shifted. The next video is going to be about Tucker Carlson and Trump saying, yeah, Tucker Carlson could platform Nick Fuentes. That's the next video. But there's a reason he said that. because of what was kind of happening behind the scenes, and this larger kind of tsunami, self-inflicted tsunami wave of pain and suffering that's coming, as of course these revelations are going to be vast and big.
5D chess, like, bro, fourth dimension is good enough. 3 dimensions is enough. Now, I don't know that it's the case. I can't imagine Donald Trump just planning this whole thing out, being like, listen to me, boys. We're going to let the Democrats push the Epstein thing. We're going to let them go crazy with it. But maybe, and I'll tell you why.
But maybe, right? He's like, I don't know, but maybe. And this is the kind of thinking that a lot of right-wingers were having here, saying specifically, no. Trump's forcing the Democrats' hand here, so the Democrats fall into the trap of releasing the Epstein list. If this is some kind of 4D chess, there sure was a lot of damage done to yourself, right? And there sure are a lot of obfuscations being done, and there sure is a lot of time, effort, political capital, reputational damage being done. I mean, there's a reason no one believes the FBI right now with the Charlie Kirk assassination, predominantly because everyone's like, yeah, they lied to us bold-faced about the Epstein stuff. You're telling me that was all a trap to get the Democrats to release it? You didn't need the Democrats to release the files. You have the files. So to think that this was some kind of 4D chess ways, which some people think was done just to we got to get the Democrats on board to release these files. You didn't need the Democrats. You have the files. You have the possessions. You have the financial transcripts. You have the DOJ documents, right? You have documents. You have all of it. You never needed to do 4D chess to get the Democrats on board here. You never needed the Democrats' support on this. You have the majority in the House. You have the majority in the Senate. You're the president of the United States. You can just release the files. He then later came out and explained what he thinks is happening here. We'll play that clip in a little bit here, as a lot of people are saying, well, Trump knows he's going to be losing the House vote on this thing. And instead of saying and giving more of a political victory, which he already has, this is what Don Winston says. He says, yes, Republicans just vote for it because, again, blocking it hasn't worked, right? Now with this new investigation, saying, okay, we can't release certain files because it's under investigation. That's the issue here. And that's not 4D chess to release the Epstein files. That's 4D chess to deny people the Epstein files and to deny the special interest groups and the powerful billionaires and the predators out there accountability. As Joshua Amash came out and said, Trump tried to block the House vote to release the Epstein files, but he clearly now has been told he's going to lose. So, quote, in classic Trump fashion, he's pretending he was always good with the vote, as he and his lackeys keep scheming to prevent it from going any further. Clint Russell talks about, for all the people saying Massey never gets anything passed, guess what? He authored the bill to force the Epstein file release, and it's about to pass. Quote, you're welcome. Ann Coulter, Massey wins. And that's how a lot of people are seeing this. And listen, whoever is advising Donald Trump on this needs to be fired. Right? If you love and you care for Donald Trump, you cannot be thinking about 4D, cockamamie kind of explanations here with no logical type of reality to it. You cannot just be saying, it's all good. Nothing to see here. When the vast majority of people are seeing everything, right? You have to be someone who says, who told him to do this? Who's advising him? Why is he making such poor calculated decisions that are horrible to his reputation? Who's doing this? Why did they do this? Who told them this was going to just blow over? Who told them no one was going to care? Who told them that he could just tell people no blackmail list? Epstein totally took himself out. Nothing to see here. Shut up, go home. Investigation over. Who told them to do all this? Whoever it is either sabotaging him, and that's another aspect here. Like, whoever's advising on him on this either really is the most idiotic, stupid, not well-trained PR person in the world. And I'm not here to pat myself on the back, like we saw we were geniuses, we were so smart. No. It didn't take a genius to see that this was going to be a major issue. that will be playing into the midterms, that will be playing into Trump's kind of aura, energy, magic type of scenario situation where the vast majority of people are like, all the people that are pumped up, super excited, be like, yes, let's get on the MAGA train, let's do some great things, let's get things accomplished, are like, I don't want to protect billionaires and predators. I don't want to give the donor class everything that they want to get. I don't want to do all this. People need to understand the type of political capital that he had, that he lost. Most politicians will never have in their life. And you just threw it away. Why? Because some advisor told you to? What advisor, number one? Right? So either the advisor, idiot. Two, that's one scenario. Second scenario, that is most likely, this is the third scenario, of course, there's a fourth scenario, a fifth scenario. Second scenario is that advisor hates Donald Trump and is secretly working behind Donald Trump's back to subvert and destroy his presidency, his legacy. And they're probably deep state intelligence agency stooges that are whispering in his ear, they won't cover, protect Bill Gates. Bill Gates will give you fake meat. Bill Gates will give you money. And I'm like, the people telling him that, the devil whispering in his ear, it's okay. It'll blow over. No one cares about the Epstein list. Not a major issue. That evil son of a bee is sabotaging and inflicting irreversible harm and damage to Trump that there's no going back from. So it's either one of those two. Which one do you think it is? Ignorant, idiotic, stupid advisor, nefarious, evil, deep state asset that's whispering in his ear, like, yeah, take the predator's money, cover it up, they buy you nice things. And I'm like, what's the cost for excusing children being hurt here? That's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves, and that's a question that there's no going back from. And again, that's the main issue here. As Mike Cernovich points out, Pam Bondi could release the search warrant application and other supporting documents in the Epstein case. Mike Cernovich, by the way, called for the emails to be released, and then the Democrats did it. But he said, hey, Trump and the Trump administration released the emails. And guess what? The Democrats did, and the Democrats had more of a political victory. And then the Democrats tried to game it, but then it came out in the emails that there were major Democrats, New York Times journalists, other mainline journalists like Michael Wolff, that are now being accused of aiding, abetting, and advising Epstein. Everyone doesn't look good here. And again, this we need a judge's approval. No, you do not. No, you do not need a judge's approval. It's not a grand jury record. Anyone claiming that she lacks the power to release the Epstein files, the financial transcripts, the DOJ documents, the search warrant application, the supporting documents, they're absolutely just fully ignorant. And I agree with Mike Cernovich here, who has been on the forefront of this. Now, again, multiple reports coming out, FBI working overtime to redact Trump's name from the files, what's in it. We were lied to. Now we have a new investigation. And a lot of people are cheerleading the investigation, as the vast majority of people are saying, yes, this investigation is just a way to prevent further documents from being released. It's the perfect, quote, smoke screen, according to some people. Now, Pam Bondi also announced that it's going to be SDNY attorney Jay Clayton that's going to be investigating Epstein's involvement into some prominent liberal leftist Democrats here. As a lot of people are saying, wait, Jay Clayton, the same guy that, by the way, has been put in position of power by Epstein associate Leon Black's Apollo Global. As Whitney Webb's coming out saying, hey, Jay Clayton previously worked, this is according to this post, by Apollo Global Management, as their CEO was formerly Leon Black, who had to resign because of his ties to Epstein. And again, the Democrats have a lot to lose here. The Republicans have a lot to lose here. All we know is that the files are coming out here. This is what Tim had to say. And one part I disagree with, one part I agree with.
Hasn't, for the same reason Democrats haven't. But you know what I think's happening right now? I think that there's damaging information in the Epstein files for everybody. In some capacity, I don't know exactly how.
He's absolutely right on that. Yeah.
Clearly, Trump didn't want it released. But Democrats decided to play a game of chicken. They shoved their chips all in and said, call my bluff, Trump. The collateral damage, is it worse for you, worse for me? And it looks like Trump just went, okay, screw it. I call.
I see things a little bit differently because it seems like Trump lost the game. Right? The vote's going forward. The vote's, and like, he's like, why? I did, it was all on purpose. I'm like, that's my opinion. What do you think happened here? Is this an example of Trump playing 4D chess? Press 1 if you think that's the case in the chat. Press 2 if you think he lost the game and now he's trying to save face. I think 2 is more personally reasonable in my own personal opinion. I could be wrong. Thank you so much for supporting me on LukeUnfiltered.com. I want to be here for you guys doing that, and I appreciate working for you guys extremely. This is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on YouTube.com/WeAreKings.